All right. I am shooting in pure video, 4K at 25 frames per second. The time now is 8:24 in the evening here in Helsinki. And we're going to see, and of course you, the viewer, are going to see how well this performs. It's a Sunday night. And in just about a half an hour, we're going to have the men's final of the US Open. So we're going to have Jannik Sinner from Italy against Carlos Alcaraz from Spain. Number 1 versus number 2. And guess what? The winner of the match will be ranked number 1 in the world. Now, Alcaraz has been able to catch up to Sinner because, of course, Sinner served a suspension where he missed a lot of tournaments and lots of points available. And since Sinner is the defending champion, he has to win. All right. And also the race for the end of the year is quite huge. So there's a lot riding on the match. So you're watching a video about how this Go Ultra performs in low light. And you're going to get that. But I'm going to talk a little tennis. So those of you who know me well know I teach tennis. And tonight's match is really fascinating. Why Carlos Alcaraz is so popular is because his game is so diverse. He has so many shots in his arsenal. Whereas to the most casual fan of tennis, Sinner seems to be like a machine, just a robot. You know, he's just blasting balls as hard as he can on both forehand and backhand sides. But the average person doesn't realize just how hard that is to do. You know, you need to have great movement, great balance, excellent transfer of weight to do all that. Where it's easier to relate to how Alcaraz plays tennis because you can see it. His serve is much improved. He's got a huge forehand, and if you watch the match when Alcaraz played against Novak Djokovic, every time Alcaraz accelerated on the forehand, Djokovic was in big, big trouble. And but that's not going to happen tonight because if Alcaraz accelerates, he's playing right into Sinner's hands. Now, why Alcaraz is the only person who really does well against Jannik Sinner is because he has the game to disrupt his rhythm. Meaning, for instance, you'll see Alcaraz employ the drop shot, where, that brings Sinner out of his comfort zone on the baseline and into the net. And Alcaraz has a fantastic topspin lob, which he will use from time to time. He's super fast and he passes well. So a lot of people, based on how both players have performed in the tournament, are kind of leaning towards Carlos Alcaraz. And I can understand why. He hasn't dropped a set, whereas Sinner has dropped 2 sets. But Sinner is human, There's times when he lost his rhythm. Or, let's give the other players credit. I mean, these are the best players in the world. So, there's been plenty of times where the roles have been reversed, where Sinner hasn't lost a set and Alcaraz has, been on the court for several more hours. So this time, the trend seems to be in Carlos Alcaraz's favor. But I think Jannik Sinner is going to win. And I think that the Wimbledon match may have been a turning point. And it's just a matter of now that Sinner knows that he can go down a set against Alcaraz and still carry on and not panic. And that's a big, big thing. Of course, Sinner's going to have to serve well. All right. And the last match against Felix Auger-Aliassime, Sinner's serve percentage was at times below 50% for the match. And of course, against Alcaraz, he wants his serving percentage to be close to 60%. But I think Sinner's going to win in 4 sets. And even if they go 5 sets, I'm still going to lean towards Jannik Sinner. Of course, what if the match goes to a tiebreaker? What if we have that tiebreaker in the 5th set like we did at Roland Garros? Well, history shows that that Alcaraz seems to come through in those moments. But I think the Sinner camp is of the opinion that it's not going to get to there. We will see. All right, so enough talking about tennis. How does this look to you? That's the question. By the way, when you go to my playlist, okay, I have several different types of playlists. You can look at all my Insta360 Go Ultra videos. The library is growing all the time. This camera is still new. Yes, the creators have had the camera for a while, but us regular folk, we've just gotten our hands on it. And of course, I got my camera last week. And I love it. I am using the Easy Clip headband, and I highly recommend it. And I'm telling you, I really think this is the Christmas gift of 2025. I really can't think of anything that would be better than this. This is the ultimate life capturing device. The camera is so small, you can take it with you. You can capture the life's moments. The regular camera, you can shoot either 12 megapixel or 50 megapixel cameras. The only down part with the Go Ultra is that it only has a 2x zoom, okay? Now, I'm sure in the future, probably when the next version of this camera comes out, they probably will, increase it to 5x zoom. Why the hell they can't, do this, and really give us some super zoom would be really nice. But they have improved so many things from the Go 3 and the Go 3S that there's very little to complain about. So people are hanging out in the street. Hey. Guys riding their scooters. I'm disrupting traffic. Thank God the bull driver didn't kill me. She's fixing her hair. It looks good. It's a nice night. It's, you can feel the humidity in the air. Temperature is, believe it or not, like 18, 19 degrees Celsius. It's, I think we're going to have a nice September. Well, we are into September, but I mean, the remainder of September, I think, is going to be pretty much above normal temperatures. And then, October, well, a lot can happen in October. It can get wicked cold. And then, of course, we can have a blast of warm weather again. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to go into a little more darkness here, even though there's a street light right there. So we can't tell much off of this, but let's see what happens. And there's the Lancy-Vaula Bridge. For those of you who are fluent in Finnish, please forgive me. I know my pronunciation is wicked awful. I was born in North America. I have a lazy tongue. But there it is. The Lancy-Vaula Bridge. I will be interested to see how this looks myself. I'm holding the action pot in my hand, but I haven't even looked at it, to be honest. I'm just walking, and I'm going to let the camera will speak for itself if it's performing well or it isn't performing well. So what I'll do is here, I'll walk across the grass here, piss some people off. There we go. And now, how is it performing? Okay. And now we're coming into the light again. I want to thank those of you who have been looking at the videos. Now, I know you haven't been looking at them for very long, but may I kindly suggest that when you have some time, try to look at them all the way through. You'll see some nice stuff. There's a lot of beauty around Lauttasaari. And I'm going to show you it as the winter gets closer and fall starts to kick in. Because I have time during the days. I don't have a set schedule. Sometimes I'm teaching really early in the morning, and then I've got the rest of the day off until the evening. Sometimes I'm there early in the morning, and then I have to hang around until lunchtime for another lesson. And then there are lessons in the evening, so there's a lot going on. But I want to thank you for walking with me. I hope that this 11 minutes or so, 11 or 12 minutes, actually 13, have given you a good idea about how the Pure video performs. Once again, 4K at 25 frames per second. Stabilization, I believe, is on high. If it isn't, I'll indicate it when I edit the video. And I'll see you soon on another one.